Amber Marie from Forging Foundations. If you're new to my channel, I'm a former teacher turned homeschool mom, and I have 3 children ages 6 years old, 3 years old, and 10 months old. This video is the 6th video of our August theme of back to school. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the history curriculum we're going to be using. For the first few years of our homeschool, while my children are still young, I plan on focusing on teaching them about our country and our world. So let's go ahead and take a look. So for this school year, we are focusing on My America and My World. This is an Abeka program. However, I do plan on using the Good and the Beautiful History Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3, and Level 4 whenever my kids get to an age where they are just a little older. So because they're family subjects for me and for my homeschool, I just want to make sure that my kids are able to handle the material that are in there. What we're going to be doing for this year and maybe even the following 2 years, just until my little one gets a little older, it's just going to be we're going to be focusing on American history and our country. And so the Abeka program, it's very nice because it has a teacher guide and a student book. And basically the student book has, it's kind of like a textbook in a way. Each lesson kind of focuses on a different concept and very short, easy to read. I feel like my son, when he's in 2nd grade, will definitely be able to read this with no problem. So this is something, like I said, we might use 2 years in a row, and the first year I'll be reading through this, and the second year maybe I'll give him assignments for him to read through this. And then the teacher edition has the same exact pages, but with teacher notes on the side on what to do and how to basically check their understanding of what's going on the page. There's some comprehension questions at the bottom of each and some different things to explain and think about. Sorry about my sticky note. This is me planning because what I plan on doing is spending a few days on a lesson and then really focusing on bringing in the other book that I'll be showing you along with some online resources. So I just wanted to kind of give you a look inside. Like I said, it has the teacher notes on the side, and we'll just be learning about America along with some countries around the world. In the back here, they have a little scope and sequence, which is kind of nice because they show you what you're going to be learning, what pages to find it on. There's visuals that you can buy that are extra. I did not get those. There's geography skills they talk about, and then different creative writing opportunities, which is nice. And then it talks about different teaching techniques for the lessons. At the end, there's these daily plans where it kind of tells you how to prepare, what teaching procedures you do, and things like that. I'm pairing this Abeka program with some printables from this. This I found on Amazon, and it is called First Period Essentials for Social Studies, and they're reproducible, so you have permission to reproduce them more than once. And I will actually be pulling this apart and putting it in order in a binder based on what I use it for. But they have different things like foundational concepts like days of the week, months of the year, past and present, life, transportation, that kind of thing. The things I'm going to be focusing on are what line up with the lessons in here. And so that's going to be some of the historical figures and places, some of the geography is in there, along with some of the civics, like the bald eagle, the Liberty Bell, American flag. Those are all things that are in the curriculum that I'll be using. And you can see I already have marked some of the pages. And whenever I get to a point where I have this all planned out, I will do a new video where I show you exactly how I laid it out, what lessons I used, and all that fun stuff. And I do plan on having either a notebook or a folder or a portfolio for my son to be putting his work in, because as you can see, there's different ones where, like I'll be using this one, Shapes of Places, where there's different ones for like tracing certain parts, labeling things, and I want to have a place where I can keep all of this stuff that he's worked on as record. So I plan on putting it somewhere. I just haven't decided yet. So I'll be sure to update you guys on that here on YouTube and on Instagram when I do decide where that's going to go. We're not actually going to start our history or social studies unit until the beginning of September, probably the 2nd week, because we start our co-op the 1st week, and I don't want to be adding way too much altogether. So another thing I have here is something that my dad gave me. He worked for the post office. He's retired now, but he had this map, World Atlas, that they had available, and it kind of just has really nice pictures in it. That's my dad's handwriting. He circled the area that we live in, and you know, just different beautiful pictures of landscape and the map, and you know, just wanted to have this as a resource for us because we don't have a globe currently. We're probably going to get one this year, maybe next year, but I just wanted to have something where when we're talking about a country or a state, we can look it up and find it and kind of ask questions about it. And then they have a little thing in the back here for the countries and states and cities and all that stuff where you can find what page they're on. So that is everything I have for social studies. Like I said, I'll do a more updated video whenever we get to the point where we've gotten into the units and I have some more examples of what my son is doing and more of what I planned out to show you. Oh, one thing I did want to show you, like I said, I had these sticky notes in here. I plan on making it a little more formal for myself, but this was just the easiest way for me to plan out our week. And what I plan on doing with our social studies is we're going to try and do one lesson for 4 days in a row so that we're not moving too quickly and that I'm able to really dig into some of the concepts that are on the page. And so I plan on reading the section. So for example, this part right here, this is My America is the first one. I plan on reading this 4 days in a row, just so that my son kind of learns what we're talking about. And then for each day, we're gonna focus on something different. So like for this one, we're gonna use the shape of places that I showed you earlier. We're gonna use that page from that reproducible book. We're going to talk about Virginia and do the state flower and the state bird, which in here, let me just show you real quick. In here they have little things in the back, which is nice, but they have my state bird, my state flower. So I'll have my son, you know, we'll do some research on that. He'll get to write down what the name of the state bird is. And then we have tracing paper that we'll probably use for things like this, where if he's not comfortable drawing it, I'll let him trace a picture of it and then we'll glue it on here and he can color it. So that's one of the things that we'll be doing with that as well. And then the third day, we're gonna focus on the song America the Beautiful, which is something that's talked about later here as well, but they do mention it here when we're talking about the states. And we're either going to learn that song this year or we're going to learn the Star Spangled Banner this year. Each year I want to learn one patriotic song so that my children know those songs along with the Pledge of Allegiance, which we already do. And then the fourth day we'll focus on the first 13 colonies. And I'll have a sheet for my son to work on each day. Some of the resources that aren't in here I will find online, either on Teachers Pay Teachers or different websites like that. Some free resources, some paid. But it's something that I'm going to have for multiple years that I can use with each of my children. And my younger son will definitely be participating, but because we'll be doing it during a family time, but I'm only going to be giving him coloring pages since he is 3. So I'll have a coloring page for what we're talking about that day and he can color while he listens to us read, and then my older son will most likely sit with me while my younger son kind of goes off and plays. So anyway, that is what we're doing for social studies this year. And like I said, I might go ahead and do this more than 1 year. We'll just see how it goes the first year. I might tweak some things and do it differently next year. And then I do plan on moving into the Good and the Beautiful History 1 whenever my youngest is a little older. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If it was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.